Most people don't fail because they lack talent. They fail because they never discover what they are truly capable of. They spend years doing things they were told to do instead of asking what they were meant to do. They follow safe paths, predictable paths, paths that guarantee stability but quietly limit potential. And the dangerous part is this: it doesn't feel like failure, it feels like progress. A degree, a job, a promotion, everything looks right on the outside, but internally something feels off. Because deep down, there is a question that remains unanswered. Is this really what I am capable of? Today, we are going to break down why most people never reach their true potential and what separates those who do. From a young age, people are given identities. You are good at this. You are not good at that. This is realistic for you. This is not. Over time, these labels become beliefs. And those beliefs become limits. A person who believes they are average will act accordingly. A person who believes they are not creative will never try to create. And slowly, without realizing it, they build a life that matches those beliefs. But here is the truth: most identities are not discovered, they are assigned. And if you never question them, you spend your entire life living inside boundaries you never choose. Comfort feels safe, predictable, control, but comfort has a hidden cost. It prevents growth because growth requires uncertainty. It requires trying something new, failing publicly, starting before you feel ready. Most people avoid these experiences not because they are incapable, but because they are uncomfortable. So they stay where it's familiar. And slowly, their potential stays locked. Not because it doesn't exist, but because it was never tested. There is a common belief that people are born with fixed potential. That some people are naturally capable of greatness and others are not. But in reality, potential is not something you find, it's something you build. Every new skill expands it. Every challenge strengthens it. Every reach stretches it. The people who achieve extraordinary results are not always the most talented. They are the ones who consistently push beyond their current limits. They train their minds, they train their skills, they train their discipline, and over time, what once seemed impossible becomes normal. At some point, every person who achieves something meaningful make a decision. They stop accepting the identity given to them, and start defining their own instead of asking, "What am I?" They begin asking, "Who do I want to become?" This shift is powerful because once you defined a future version of yourself, your actions begin to align with it. If you see yourself as a builder, you start building. If you see yourself as a creator, you start creating. If you see yourself as a leader, you start taking responsibility. Identity drives behavior, and behavior shapes results. Discovering your potential is not a quick process. It takes time, experimentation, failure, iteration. But most people stop too early. They try something once, it doesn't work, and they conclude, "This is not for me." But mastery doesn't happen in one attempt, or 10, or even 50. It happens through repetition, through persistence, through staying in the process long enough for growth to occur. The people who reach their potential are not always the fastest. They are the ones who don't quit early. Your environment plays a powerful role in shaping your potential. If you are surrounded by people who play small, you will start playing small. If you are surrounded by people who build, create, and take risks, you will start doing the same. Because behavior is contagious. Standards are contagious. Ambition is contagious. That is why upgrading your environment can accelerate your growth faster than almost anything else. Entrepreneurship forces you to discover your potential because it puts you in situations where growth is not optional. You have to learn, you have to adapt, you have to solve problems, you have to face uncertainty. And in that process, you discover abilities you did not know you had, skills you never developed before, confidence that only comes from experience. Entrepreneurship is not just a path to income, it is a path to self-discovery. Reaching your potential is not about one breakthrough moment. It's about consistent effort over time, daily improvement, daily learning, daily execution. At first, progress feels slow, almost invisible. But over time, it compounds. And eventually, the gap between who you were and who you have become becomes undeniable. There is one decision that separates people who discover their potential from those who don't. The decision to take ownership of their life. No excuses, no blame, no waiting, just responsibility. Because once you take ownership, everything changes. Your actions change, your standards change, your results change. You are not limited by your current situation. You are not limited by your past. You are only limited by the identity you choose to accept. The moment you decide to expand that identity, your potential begins to expand with it. So don't ask, what am I capable of? Because you won't find the answer by thinking. You find the answer by building, by trying, by pushing beyond your current limits. Because potential is not something you discover in comfort. It's something you uncover through action. If this episode made you reflect on your own potential, share it with someone who might need this perspective, because sometimes all it takes is one shift in thinking to unlock an entirely different future. And remember, you don't discover your limits by staying where you are. You discover them by going beyond them. I'll see you in the next episode. All the best.